Yeah, I'm good.
Lars, this isn't going to make it, sir. 2 are wounded, but they'll be able to walk out on their own.
How are the men's equipment?
When Rome bought a bulk rope shipment from Antioch dealer, it was not properly inspected. Cheaply made, the rope was still given out to be made as armor straps. None of the men have shin or arm guards of any kind. They fell off when they were fleeing. All still have their breastplates, but barely. The men threw down their spears as so to lighten their load when they saw that Rome had fell. Only about half still have their helmets. Luckily, every man has shield and sword but one.
And he is?
Capitus, sir.
Can he not find one Celtic slain to take his weapon? Jupiter knows many Roman men have had their bodies scavenged by unarmed barbarians.
Sir, I doubt the Visigoths will exit the city of Rome until they are sure our forces are scattered. I don't expect to find any wandering group up there. Their strength is in their numbers. They would not separate from the group.
What about food?
None.
None?
When fleeing a burning city, one does not stop to collect grapes and bread along the way, sir.
Perhaps we should be as the barbarians and eat the wounded.
If what I see is correct, I think we'll have plenty more to feast on.
Cropius.
Pertinax.
Cropius, what measly numbers are now left of such an epic army? We are crumbs from a great feast now devoured by the Celtic barbarians that kill the women, children, and servants of Rome with no remorse in their hearts, for they are beasts without a stern master. As I slew them, not a drop of humanness emanated from their eyes. It was as though I was looking at mud beneath my sword. They, the Visigoths, have taken our Rome? What has fate meant by this act?
Come and drink of the water drawn by the river, and perhaps that may dissolve your anger.
Why would you wish to dissolve the very thing for which all of us now strive? And not one man here has any intention in his heart but to utterly annihilate every last dog who's defiled the sacred temples of Rome. Or do you wish to be a coward still and order your men to flee as before?
I am no coward, and if any other mouth had spoken those words to me, they would be finishing their sentence on the ground. But I know that revenge clouds your mind, so I ask you how you and your men came to be here if you did not flee.
We were stationed on the east side of the city. When they breached the walls, we held as long as we could. When I saw that their numbers threatened to overwhelm us, we retreated to an alley by the main citadel. There, 3 of my urban cohorts could face 3 of their vastly undertrained barbarians. If we continued in this manner, we could have destroyed the entire barbarian army. I had not a single man lost until you decided to flee to the hills and leave the entire western wall undefended. They swarmed into the courtyard and then overtook all but me and some of my most trusted guards. We slashed our way to where we saw a large group of our men, only to find them all mutilated by the barbarians. That is how I came to be here, through no act of my own, but of your shameful retreat.
How could I defend the entire expanse of the western wall of Rome with what you see behind me? My act was not that of cowardice, but of logic. I could not win the battle before me with the men I had. If I had stayed and fought and been slaughtered, your men would be alive but only moments longer. But what is done is done. We are here and we need supplies for our men. Do not let a quarrel stand between the well-being of Rome's finest soldiers. Now let us gather what we know from them to see if there are supplies nearby.
Do not think you're in command here. We're both of the same rank. We both know how sharing the power worked for Julius Caesar and Pompey.
Some of the men have claimed to have found a Celtic supply camp. You should go and talk to them.
Speak.
We were in charge of finding out how many men the Visigoths had. We found their camp, and they only had a few men guarding it. I'm positive now that they only have a few there since they took the city.
And you're sure of this?
Positive, sir. This is the best bet we have.
Alright, men. Move out. There's no way to surprise them, but we outnumber them 2 to 1.
Then we shall take them head on. Veskis,
Yes, sir.
take the men and have a straight-on attack.
Single or double?
Single, strongest in the middle.
Men! Single line legion! Charge!
You fought hard next to me in battle today. I'm sorry I doubted your courage at Rome. I know you fought as hard as you could. Also, forgive me for my comment on Caesar and Pompey.
I understand. It is a confusing time for many.
Come, join the men for some captured bread.
Sir, there is a man who has come out of the woods. He has news of the Empire's condition.
Bring him to me.
The commander.
Sir, the remnants of Rome's 4th Legion have traveled to Milan to defend the city. I was sent by the ambassador of Milan to figure out what condition Rome was in. When I saw what happened, I made my way back to report. When I came across the 3rd Legion, their commander told me of you and Pertinax who were fleeing to the northern mountains. I asked you and your men to help defend one of the last standing cities in western Rome.
Let me consult my men in Pertinax. I need to know if they wish revenge or to simply disappear into the new barbarian culture. Milan is the last city in western Rome, and the ambassador wants us to command the 3rd Legion. This means crossing the mountains where the Visigoths have made several outposts. And if we want to be there before them, we had better leave on the morrow. I know you share the same passion as I, but we need the men to share it as well.
I know of 2 men who are raised as soldier spirits, Hephaestus and Saranax.
Romans, assemble! How can you just sit there and wallow as your city and empire is being burned and pillaged? How can you watch as your brothers and sisters die for your country and you sit and do not fight back? How can you call yourselves Roman soldiers? I saw your children be carried off by the barbarian horde. Does this not make you crave vengeance? Your brother has fought beside you and I for many years, and we both watched him be torn limb from limb. Would you not overtake the fear inside of you and fight for him? I saw you holding your wife as the last breath slipped away from her lungs, with an arrow in her womb which held your child. Your line will not continue because of these savages which call themselves the sackers of Rome. I do not wish to discourage you, my brothers, but call you to fight with me and avenge your kin and countrymen. And if not for that, do it for the dignity with which you hold as Roman soldiers. What say you? Will you fight with me? For Rome!
Saranax.
I am not just asking you to fight for Rome.
because Rome by itself is not strong enough. We need the help of the gods. Show them we are who we say we are. Warriors of Rome! Barbarians, that we will prevail! That we have the gods on our side!
Why are we not traveling up on the hills? If there's anyone up there, they could ambush us.
I overheard Pertinax and Macrophius. They said if we travel down here, we're less likely to be spotted.
I'd rather have the advantage than cower down here.
Push up the hill!
I told you we should have stayed on the ridge.
Men, we have just had a hard fight, but it is still daylight. That means a counterattack may happen. We need to get past the Rubicon, and we will be marching until dusk.
I don't think it's a good idea to keep marching the men.
We need to cross the Rubicon, but we can't do it here.
What difference does it make if we slept on the north or south side of the river? The barbarians surround us either way. Tell the men to settle here.
Men, make camp.
Men! The Visigoths! Formation!
What a great day. Wake up in mud from the banks overflowing. Swim across the river with our gear on, and now we have to fight an army. What a great day.
How quickly does the time pass?
One moment dreaming of palaces, and the next fighting savages with battle-weary hands.
If this be my last battle, I can think of none other than you to die beside.
And you as well, my brother. Men, for Rome! You heard it. Pertinax, your wound.
I was fighting one of those dogs when a coward slipped me from the side. My wife, my family that was slain in Rome. I had but one thing left. Vengeance. You must do one thing for me. Do not let the Empire fall.
Brother, I will accomplish this all in your name.
They come. Flee!
Rest in peace, brother.
La donna immobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero, sempre un amabile, leggiadro viso,